Here's a look at the top 10, the only 10 that have been on track in Clash practice. 7 cars still sit in the garage. That includes all of the Toyotas. Here's Matt Yoakum.
And Mike, one of those Fords sitting back here in the garage belongs to Kurt Busch and the 41 Monster guys. And simply, this team, like a few others here in the garage area, because of NASCAR's new inspection process, things taking a little bit slower, getting the car through inspection and working on it back here in the garage stall. And I know one answer that you would love to find out about this new Ford, just how this is going to react in the draft compared to your old Chevy.
I'm just really excited to get, back in the seat, get going again, and then feel Doug Yates' horsepower from Ford. I mean, getting back with those guys, it was great to go by the shop, see everybody, and see some of the old faces and some of the new faces. But with Ford in general, Ford Performance, this is an exciting year, an exciting transition for Stuart Haas. So I just want to get back in the car, get going, and yeah, Tony Gibson, he loves his super speedway racing, so his car, our car needed a little bit more time to go through tech.
And when you talk about these cars, guys, the crew guys are putting the final touches on. Now, this car had the body put on as well as its sister vehicle to be used for the Daytona 500. Bodies were put on before Christmas. But one thing that we talked about with the Stuart Haas chassis, all of the front clips had to be replaced simply because those clips would not marry up to the Ford engines, and the motor mounts as well as the oil pumps, the alternators, everything sat differently inside that engine compartment. So all of that had to be changed for 2017. Just a few new things they had to tweak on these cars as they get ready for Speed Weeks and the rest of the season.
And it's a homecoming for Kurt Busch, who won a championship for Ford, and Jack Roush. There is Kevin Harvick practicing in and out of the pit box. Let's check with Jamie.
Well, continuing on the SHR front, Danica Patrick has been able to go out and come back in a couple of times. This is her first time driving a Ford, and there's so many changes to deal with, as Matt was saying. She's been in the simulator. All the drivers have, but that doesn't cover the creature comforts. The pedals feel really different to her, and some other things she's really trying to adjust to in this new car. And on top of all that, her crew chief, Billy Scott, has the flu. He didn't even make it on the flight down here to Daytona. So filling in is William Lee, the guy in the black sweatshirt there with the headset on. That is her race engineer. So he knows all about the car, what to do. So far, they're working in the right direction, but still a lot of questions here in the 10 cam.
Yeah, Jamie, it's interesting you bring up creature comforts and driver comfort. Something that we'll follow up with, that NASCAR's incorporated a new steering column mount. So if you have to get in the car and get adjusted to something new, it's very difficult to adjust that steering wheel up, down, left, and right. It used to be something that took just a couple of minutes and a couple of wrenches. Now that's not the case. So all that really has to be done back at the shop.
And really, once you get to the track, it can change. You can set it at the shop, sitting in the seat, but when you get on the racetrack and all the downforce and compression, it can change.